Next week, the weather in the United States is expected to take a dramatic turn. Meteorologists are warning of severe storms that will impact multiple regions across the country. Strong winds, heavy thunderstorms, and even the potential for hail and tornadoes are on the radar. The Midwest and Southeast, in particular, could face dangerously intense conditions. Weather today: 2 winter storms will be moving into the United States over the next week, bringing the threat of snowfall, freezing rain that could lead to ice accumulation, and even the potential for severe weather. In addition, a major heat wave continues across much of the United States, with record-breaking high temperatures expected to persist through the end of the week. However, we are anticipating an Arctic blast around the middle of February, which could bring some of the coldest temperatures we've seen all winter. In today's forecast, we'll break down everything you need to know about the weather impacting the United States over the next couple of weeks. Let's start with what's happening across the country today. A massive atmospheric river event is currently affecting the West Coast, bringing heavy rain and snow to California, Oregon, and Washington. This system will play a significant role in fueling multiple storm systems that will impact areas east of the Rocky Mountains in the coming weeks. At least one of these upcoming winter storms is expected to originate from this energy, moving into the Midwest and eventually through the Ohio Valley and Northeast, bringing the potential for snow, freezing rain, and even a rare severe weather event. Meanwhile, much of the southern plains and southeast are experiencing quieter weather. However, record-breaking high temperatures are likely today and will continue through Thursday across these regions, with some areas expected to set multiple records in a row. This is shaping up to be a significant February heat wave. 2 winter storms approaching now. Let's discuss the 2 winter storms that will be affecting the United States over the next week. Over the next couple of days, snow will continue falling across the upper Midwest and Michigan. However, only a few inches of accumulation are expected in these areas, so this system does not yet meet the criteria for a significant winter storm. By early Tuesday morning, this snowfall will weaken as it moves into the northeast, leaving behind only light accumulations. On Tuesday and Wednesday, a powerful atmospheric river will bring heavy rain and snow to the West Coast. This phenomenon, which occurs frequently in winter, is essentially a strong jet stream that transports massive amounts of moisture into the region. While this event itself is not unusual, what is notable is the potential for up to 150 inches of snowfall in the Sierra Nevada over the course of several days. While this accumulation is at higher elevations, it is still an extreme amount of snow. By Wednesday, a winter storm will begin forming in the Midwest, Ohio Valley, and Northeast. It will start as a light area of precipitation, bringing rain, freezing rain, and snowfall. By Wednesday afternoon, freezing rain will stretch from Iowa and Missouri through Virginia and Ohio. Some models suggest that moisture levels may be higher than currently projected, which could lead to increased snowfall and ice accumulation in these areas. By Wednesday night into early Thursday morning, snow will move through the upper Midwest, with freezing rain expanding across the Ohio Valley and Virginia. Southern Wisconsin may also see some sleet. By early Thursday morning, the heaviest snow will likely be in the upper Midwest and Michigan. As the day progresses, snowfall will spread into the Northeast, including New England, while freezing rain will continue across Pennsylvania, Virginia, and northern Ohio, leading to ice accumulation. Throughout Thursday, heavy snowfall will impact New England, where the majority of accumulation from this storm is expected. Meanwhile, in other areas, freezing rain and ice accumulation will be the primary concerns. Additionally, there is a chance for severe weather on Wednesday and Thursday in the lower Midwest and lower Ohio Valley. This could include damaging winds and possibly an isolated tornado. We'll discuss that in more detail shortly. As we move into Friday and Saturday, conditions will briefly calm down before another winter storm develops. This second storm will originate from the atmospheric river event and is expected to bring more snow and freezing rain to many of the same areas over the weekend. We are actually going to have a large area impacted by ice accumulation. I think most places will see around 1/100 of an inch of ice, which isn't much, but it can still cause slick spots. However, some areas could see up to 1/2 inch of ice, particularly in southern Michigan and parts of northern Indiana and northern Illinois. If this happens, power outages will definitely be a possibility. So we need to monitor this situation closely. Now, I know this isn't a full-blown winter storm in terms of snowfall, at least in these areas, but the ice is a major concern, especially regarding power outages. The GFS model currently places this system a bit farther south and east, so there are still some differences between the computer models regarding where the heaviest snow and freezing rain will fall. Here's an early indication of how much snow we could potentially see from this winter storm as we head into Thursday. Northern New England and upstate New York will likely see around 4 to 8 inches of snow in most areas. This part of the forecast is more uncertain because it depends on how quickly the transition occurs from snow to freezing rain. If the transition takes longer, snowfall totals could be higher and possibly around 3 to 6 inches. However, if the transition happens faster, snow totals will likely be lower. In the Northeast, we aren't expecting significant snowfall in Virginia or Maryland. Instead, freezing rain will be the primary concern, leading to ice accumulation, severe weather threat. As we move into Wednesday and Thursday, there will be some instability coming from the Gulf of Mexico, pushing into areas like the Ohio Valley and the Midwest. It's rare to see a setup for severe weather in the Ohio Valley during February, but Wednesday night into Thursday morning, there could be just enough instability and wind shear to support large hail, damaging winds, and maybe even an isolated tornado or two. I'm not overly confident that this will turn into a widespread outbreak, but it does look like a marginal risk day for severe weather. Regardless, it's something to keep an eye on. We'll have more detailed updates in upcoming videos. Long-term snowfall outlieu. Looking ahead to mid-February, the European ensembles indicate that snowfall accumulation will increase in the Central Plains, Midwest, and Northeast. These regions are expected to see the most significant snowfall over the next couple of weeks. However, don't let your guard down if you're in the Ohio Valley or the Southern Plains. There is still a chance for snow in mid-February, especially if we get a major Arctic blast. Here's what we're currently seeing in terms of snowfall probabilities through mid-February. If you're in the dark red areas, you're almost guaranteed to see at least an inch of snow. Areas in orange and yellow have a 50% to 80% chance of receiving at least an inch. This includes Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio, which are all likely to see some snowfall in the next couple of weeks. The biggest wildcard areas are Oklahoma, Texas, Tennessee, and the Carolinas, where it's uncertain whether snow will accumulate. However, if an Arctic blast develops, the chances of snow reaching farther south will increase. For areas expecting over 3 inches of snowfall, which meets winter storm criteria in some locations, many areas in the Northeast currently have a near 100% chance of seeing more than 3 inches of snow over the next couple of weeks. The upper Midwest is in a similar situation. However, in the Central Plains and Midwest, despite the potential for freezing rain and ice, snowfall amounts of 3 inches or more remain uncertain, with about a 50% chance in these areas. Record-breaking heat and potential Arctic blast. Meanwhile, a heat wave will continue across the southern plains and southeast, bringing record-breaking high temperatures. Most of these records will be set today and Thursday as warm conditions dominate the southern plains and spread eastward. By the weekend, the heat will continue across the Ohio Valley and southeast before colder air returns early next week. Active weather pattern bringing multiple winter storms. A very active weather pattern will lead to several winter storms as we move through at least the first couple of weeks of February. These storms will be fueled by extreme temperature swings that are expected to continue for quite some time. This video provides a full breakdown of everything from those temperature fluctuations to the upcoming winter storms, so stick around for all the details. Dynamic pattern overview. To begin, I'm introducing a new segment at the start of each video where I'll provide an overview of key weather trends that will impact the entire pattern. In this case, we're using European Ensemble blended guidance to analyze temperature anomalies for the next 10 to 14 days across the country. As we progress through this week, we'll see a dramatic contrast in temperatures, especially between the northern and southern U.S. This contrast will become more apparent by Tuesday and Wednesday. Take a look at this large area of above average temperatures extending from Texas and Oklahoma through Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky. These regions are expected to experience temperatures at least 20 degrees Fahrenheit above normal, with some areas reaching 30 to 40 degrees above normal. Places like Arkansas and Tennessee could even see highs in the 60s and 70s. Meanwhile, the northwestern U.S. will remain cooler than average. As we continue through the week, we'll see repeated surges of warm air pushing north after brief cool downs. By Saturday and Sunday, another round of well below average temperatures will develop over the northwest and north central plains. This will collide with the warmer air to the south, setting the stage for multiple winter storms. This clash between warm and cold air will likely push the winter storm track farther south as we move deeper into February, particularly after the 10th. Winter storm setup. Now that we've covered the national pattern, let's take a look at the precipitation setup over the next 10 days using the European model. I'll break down the near-term forecast first, then cover the long-range pattern in more detail. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video, and if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to hit that button and turn on notifications so you don't miss future updates. I'll see you in the next one.